Okay. Just barely missed the timing out of that intro, but I guess when you got like a full lobby of multiple languages, that's going to be the case. If you guys don't know, there are like seriously like a good 5 or 6 languages casting this series, so if you don't speak English, you can always check out Yogo on the Millennium stream for French. You got Maury for German, Emil for Polish, what have you, somewhere use your language. For now though, you're watching the English cast on Base Trade TV. I'm Rifkin, joined now by Zombie Grub, and it is a fresh best of 5 here in round number 2. Spawning in the lower right corner of the map, playing for the clan Neurosoft. It's going to be the red Terran player, Krass.
And in the upper left, as the blue Zerg, it is Slivko.
Him and Happy Zerg are the only people whose names just don't fit on any overlay, I swear. The longest names.
Alright. So, like, when we were loading in, did that mini-map, like, the map preview look like the crappiest mini-map you've ever seen?
You know, I've noticed that with, like, a lot of maps. Like, the Polar Night one now looks, like, really weird. The saturation or something got changed. I don't know what.
It was, like, no definition at all. It was
yeah.
like it was made in, like, paint.
Yeah, no, it's like, I've been noticing that, too, on a couple of the maps. Not all of them, though, which is weird. Like, Habitation Station seems fine. Heavy Rain looks like garbage. I don't know what's up with the map previews, but
I just hope it's not like a, you know, troll map. So that's my first fear, because it is TE, which means it doesn't have like that official Blizzard logo, and I'm like, oh god, if like a spine crawler hits Krass line, I'm not the one to blame.
Yeah, it is worth noting. I have never once encountered one of those maps on the North American server. It's always the European server, where shit goes down.
I made one on accident at the NA server.
Oh
but they're chill about it at least.
Totally forgot to turn off the YouTube music there. Sorry, guys. But, okay, so I haven't actually talked to you since the patch hit. You've been, like, super busy and stuff, and I've been busy, too. Like, what do you think about these team things? Like, the little, floaty logo above Slivko's hatchery.
I made one for myself. I made my own clan for my alt account, which is I Love Boxer.
Nice. Classy.
And it's Boxer, and it's, I forget what I named it, something like 2 Racks Yellow.
2 Racks Yellow.
So
I love it.
And then my logo is Boxer's face. I might change it to his actual face because right now it's like that graphic that he has. I don't know if you've seen it before. But anyways, I'm pretty happy with it.
I went all cool mode with the caster one because, you know, like in the caster clan or whatever, and it's like,
oh yeah.
I just made the black mage, like 8-bit black mage for Final Fantasy type thing. And no one, like I've been laddering and no one's gotten it, but one person was like, is your logo a caster? I'm like, yes, thank you, finally somebody gets it, like 30 games in.
Wow.
But I know, I love the addition of it. Did you see the thing on WCS with Damos Esports? That's gonna be my favorite one so far, the most notably notorious He-Man.
Oh god, yeah. Well, I saw like all the Reddit posts, so I wasn't sure which one was which. But yeah, the He-Man, the Kappa, like a bunch of other ones, they're all pretty funny. And
everyone's using the Kappa one.
Yeah, I mean that's already like, yeah, whatever. For original ones, but
okay,
so the game's starting to heat up a little bit. All 6 Lings are actually attacking this one Reaper, so Krass knows that he can send the other Reaper across the map. That's what he's doing. Doesn't have to worry about that little counter attack.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked he chased off a creep with those Lings too. Oftentimes you want to just kind of stay safe, but getting a little bit aggressive there. I guess a little bit worried that these Reapers can't come in from multiple locations. It is Star Station, notorious for its ledges, but this queen should be good enough to hold for the time being. I like the patrol on the Lings here on this part of the ramp. Of course, with the Overlord spread, he knows where these are going to be coming out, but even then, catching them is not going to be the easiest task in the world.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you can kill both Reapers, even if you catch them on a ledge with 4 Lings. So.
Yeah, because they can just jump down.
Yeah, not enough DPS, so it's a really good map to do the 2 Reaper, and especially if you can get them across, like both of them across the map, then that's really, really great. Obviously, he hasn't done too much damage here. He's only been taking out Lings, which means like Slivko's had a really good defense. Back home though, Krass is not getting a 3rd command center. He's actually getting 2 more barracks, kind of hiding them back there, so the Overlord probably won't be seeing them. And that could be very effective. If you don't see this coming, if the Overlord gets sniped down, you're going to be very surprised by how early it attacks. And, you know, worst case scenario, you actually lose your 3rd.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what's up happening. One thing that's, I'm actually kind of, I don't know if I'm glad to see per se, but it's like, I've seen so much Hellion Banshee in the last week and a half of StarCraft 2. Like, everybody, Europe, North America, doesn't matter. That seems to have been, like, the opener, like, hands down. I mean, it's strong and it's good and there's a good reason for it, but it's been a while since I've seen the double Reaper, with the Hellion follow-up. Kind of it's weird, like it's almost nostalgia for me at this point.
Really? Wow. Must be out of it. Well, we got some Lings. It's made just a few more to try and counterattack. There's only going to be one Marine and a couple of Hellions. Now, the Hellions, of course, they do a good job. Actually, he doesn't decide to go in there as he's being chased too much. But, had he gotten in there, the Hellions do a good job out in the open area. But if they're trapped, sometimes you can actually get free kills. This nothing
is 5 Reaper zombie
whoa,
grub.
Whoa.
I was thinking that was a misclick for a second, but he's definitely doing 5 Reapers. A hell of a lot of Hellions to follow this up. This is a very odd thing to see, to say the least. And the biggest thing they're going to have to tear through, of course, are the queens. Roaches are actually not going to be too problematic in this weird instance, but this is a lot of... Okay, so like 2 Reapers is not a lot of like health per se, guys, but it's a lot of damage when you've got this many of them. 5 at a time.
Well, can he hide it?
I don't know.
He's not really hiding it.
He didn't see the 2 Reapers pop out, though. He saw the 1. So I see a 3rd Reaper.
He saw 1 jump down and 1 pop out. He was really paying attention. So, I don't know.
I mean, okay, just looking at his vision, though, natively, like, this looks like a standard Terran thing to have a couple reactors on these barracks. Nothing too insane, but... this poke at the front line does need to wait for the Reapers to join it, I fear. If it goes in a little bit too early with the Hellions, I mean, this is a lot of the anti-Ling power, right? Like, the Reapers are here to kill the Queens, are here to kill Roaches, but they're not really anti-Ling units, unfortunately.
I am just waiting for this attack to happen. Like, I'm just like thinking, how in the world is this gonna work? This guy's gonna have Banelings actually and Roaches.
Well, I don't know. The Banelings might not actually be available. He doesn't have a huge Ling count at the moment, and he's gonna need the few that he has to keep the Hellions back. If he makes these into Banelings right now, he's gonna actually be in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. Krass is pushing out right now. Unfortunately, no Lings could actually take the Zelnagas, obviously, because the Hellions are out there. So, Slivko, I guess he saw it with like an Oval or something, because he's making just a few more. It could just be defensive. The Spire is going to be the savior here. Now,
it's the clock.
It's the clock. How much damage can you do with this type of unit composition? The Hellions are going to have to take out those Banelings. The Reapers, I mean, you could try and split too with this composition. Just be weird to see.
Well, these aren't centrifugal hooks yet, so I mean, these are all fast units that can easily kite. This is like permanently stimmed units as far as speed goes, but one Baneling gets a pretty good connect. Still a lot of Hellions behind this. These Reapers still pushing forward, but more Banelings coming. Fighting off a creep might be the best situation here for Krass, but how long can he force this? Again, the clock is ticking. The Spire's finishing up, and this is a huge dedication of gas and resources. Minerals, they're not paying off. This is supposed to be like a brute force attack that catches Slivko so off guard that it kills everything, but instead can't even really kill the Queens. Finally cleans up that last Baneling.
It's gonna clear a bunch of creep, I suppose, but even having like as many Queens as Slivko had helping out here, I mean, he took most of them from everywhere, but still, like, that also really, really, really helped him. I mean, imagine, them not there. I mean, some Banelings probably get a few good hits, but they're literally the line between Krass just like, moving in and killing everything and actually having to dance around and be cautious with what he has. And the more cautious he is, the worse it goes for him. His Marine count's really not that high. I mean, it's good enough now. The mutas won't obviously kill him or do too much damage, but the attack timing you usually see, usually around 11 minutes, so it's way past that, is now like less powerful and much later, and the upgrades aren't there.
Yeah, and these Reapers are going to be effectively useless going on in the game now, not just because of the Mutalisk, but because their damage is going to be so just non-existent compared to like having a lot of Marines with Stim, or hell, if he had invested any of that gas in a Banshees, but does manage to deny the 4th. A small victory, but it's just being rebuilt immediately. Reaper's still cutting away these Lings, doing a pretty good job of actually dealing with ground forces. You look at the actual resources lost so far, and the trade still hasn't been that bad. But the second these Hellions and Reapers die, that number's going to look a little bit worse. But oh my god, that's a hell of a lot of Marines.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's had a lot of rack production for quite a while, so these mutas, it's not like the mutas are going to get anything done too quickly here, but it's still like the medevacs still aren't out, so it's really, really late push.
Yeah, he stimmed like half his Marines there too. That's gonna sting a bit.
Yeah, that too. The Widowmine count's actually, pretty okay. I mean, 5 Widowmine's gonna be up to 7, as he should wait for the medevacs. Oh, this is kind of scary. There's no Banelings though, so this is alright.
Widowmines are being spread out right now. Hellions gonna do a pretty good job at keeping the Ling numbers somewhat back, but Banelings morphing in here. Lings are spread pretty good. The Widowmine's gonna get some decent hits off though, but in full retreat on top of the Widowmines, we'll take out a lot of the Zerglings out.
That was nicely done by Slivko. They didn't really hit anything. It actually hits Ling's and Krass's army, so really, really nicely done. Again, he really couldn't have pushed in without those medevacs. And where are they? Oh, there they are. Found them. But even despite that opener, Krass really isn't too bad off. Like, his upgrades are the only thing that really took a hit, I feel, and he's not gonna be able to apply too much pressure, which is also might factor in. But if he can play to the late game, then obviously, like, the longer it goes on, the less it matters what happened 6 minutes ago.
So, side note here, if you guys just start me mashing buttons, that's me getting very angry. For those who don't know, for some reason patch 2.1 broke the follow feature, so you can't like control F to follow units around anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it works on game heart maps for some reason, but not like regular maps. I'm not sure why, but it is very irritating.
Yeah,
you can't just like lazy mode. So that's why you guys are seeing a bit of jittery camera movement today. I'm super sorry about that, but Krass is pushing in a big way down here towards the south. He is still using the Reapers, which is weird to consider. He did send one up towards the main to scout, and of course two holding the watchtower up there, but despite the fact that he's got a lot of Marines on the front lines, Slivko's got a lot of Banelings ready and waiting. They've got some centrifugal hooks, and of course rolling into this army won't be too problematic. This first group gets lifted. A couple Baneling hits going to go off at the spread out once again. Slivko nicely dodges and nullifies a lot of these Widow Mines.
Very nicely done. We have a small, I guess, Marine pack doing some damage up north, but not too much to worry about. Slivko will have to send a few back there, but
dropping the main's not too bad.
Oh, dropping the main. There we go. I was wondering, but yeah, that's pretty good. He's got a lot of queens. He killed all of the creep tumor queens.
Can he hold defensively though?
Here.
Oh,
oh yeah, that's what.
Scumbag Widow Mines doing some friendly fire too. But alright, he chases Slivko back. Lost a pretty good amount of workers in the main. 12 workers down. Looks like these Marines should be able to deal with the couple of small amount of mutalisks flooding in here towards this. This gives pushing power once again across though, because Slivko's had to retreat towards the main. Mutalisks a little bit unsure where they want to go. Does finally clean up that drop across. This is a lot of Marines, and there's no Baneling support this time. There's like 2 Banelings available. I think Slivko's gonna have to give up this base.
It looks like it. I mean, 2 Banelings, like that's not gonna really do you a whole lot.
Nah, they get focus fired.
Aren't that big.
Oh, he's gonna lose all the mutalisks. Oh god.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt.
That
That's
really bad. He's got to give it up now. And then even if he gives it up, I think this might just be game. Like 20 supply below, and Krass's economy is absolutely perfect. Like.
He's on 4 bases too, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Him being just a little bit aggressive right there, I thought it just gave Krass like an opening to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to counterattack right now. And obviously that counterattack happened before any Banelings could be made, and that's really what was important.
And you can kind of see Slivko losing his cool a little bit here too. I mean, he's like not doing that perfect Widow Mine dodging. He knows he's in a tough spot. And in game number 1, looks like a good game will be called. Krass will lead this series 1-0 in the best of 5.
Super weird opener, but I guess it works, right? Like, as long as they didn't go for some like I guess you would call like a cheesy fast mutas, then it's gonna you're gonna have enough Marines off your production, and I guess it really didn't hit his army value that much.
That is just 5 racks or 5, well not 5 racks, but rather like 2 reaction racks no less. Like that many Reapers is just still odd to see, no matter what the strategy is going to be, but. We'll see how Krass continues through. Krass, of course, is one of the, I think those players that was kind of like unknown when he came into WCS, made a big splash on the screen, and I've always held him as a pretty good player. We'll see if he can continue through the series, guys. But for now, we're going to squeeze in a small commercial break. We'll get into the next map. It will be Polar Night, and we'll be back shortly.